Please rise and welcome the class of 2021. by Nadia Josephine Meyer, daughter of Gregory Meyer and Carrie Topaz.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Nadia. Guests and graduates, please be seated. Good evening. I'm Kirk Gershon, principal of Woodinville High School. On behalf of our students, staff, and administration, I would like to welcome you all to our 2021 commencement exercises. This evening, class of 2021. This evening, we have the support of our National Superintendent of the Year, Dr. Michelle Reed. Please also welcome our school board members, President Bob Swain, Vice President Jacqueline McCordy, who could not be here this evening, and board members Amy Cast, David Cogan, and Sandy Hayes. Give them a round of applause, please. Off to my right, our district supporting cast is Deputy Superintendent Dugan Harmon, Regional Assistant Superintendents Michael Tolley, Heather Miller, David Wellington, Obadiah Dunham. Also, Chief Leadership and Strategy Officer Tracy Malloy and Chief Financial Officer Tracy Patterson. Stand up, please. Thank you. All right. Before turning over our program to the Masters of Ceremonies, I would like to recognize our ASB and senior class officers. Our ASB and senior class officers have provided leadership and many hours of service to this class of 2021. When I call your name, please stand and remain standing. First, ASB President Tina Zhang. Vice President Hayden Brown. Secretary Hannah Mismas. Treasurer Alice DeBow. Activities Promoter Natari Felton. Next, our senior class officers, President Ruby Benson. Vice President Austin Glenn. Secretary, Olivia Delatch. Treasurer, Job Ruiz Monroy. Thank you for your leadership and service to our learning community and to the class of 2021. Please be seated. Now, please welcome our Masters of Ceremonies, ASB Vice President Hayden Lewis Brown, son of Phil and Leanne Brown, and ASB Secretary and one of our 21 valedictorians, Hannah Elizabeth Mismas, daughter of Joe and Linda Mismas.
Thank you, Principal Crishone. Tonight, we'd like to begin our ceremony by recognizing our 20 other valedictorians from the class of 2021.
Valedictorians have maintained a 4.0 grade point average throughout their high school careers. Valedictorians, as your name is called, please stand and remain standing.
Scott Elliott Karp, son of Elliott and Kristen Karp. Madison Leslie Chan, daughter of Alan Chan and Carol Liu.
Maya Christina DeBonte, daughter of Eric and Austina DeBonte. Alexa Emmer Fulkerson, daughter of Jerry and Natasha Fulkerson.
Erilyn Shoshana Guadagno, daughter of Norman Guadagno and Jennifer Amira. Kai Matthew Holsbus, son of Matt and Katie Holsbus.
Camden M. Kaminsky, son of Matthew Kaminsky and Christine Rutherford. Cadence Anderson Kirby, son of J.W. and Sarah Kirby.
Anna Marlene Locken, daughter of Craig and Eve Locken. Tavish John MacArthur, son of Scott and Carrie MacArthur.
Guillermo Andres Melendez Carlson, son of Guillermo Melendez and Christina Carlson. Annabelle Guito Duran Moore, daughter of Robert Moore and Amy Duran.
Claire Olivia Prentice, daughter of Mark and Hillary Prentice. Skylar Schmitter, child of Matt Schmitter and Teresa Martineau.
Benjamin George Semo, son of Tom and Shelley Semo. Vivian Sororsi, daughter of Tomas Sororsi and Ava Sororsi Ney.
Isaac Andrew Subcliffe, son of Ralph and Aaron Subcliffe. Yishao Wang, son of Trao Hao Wang and Kai Liu.
Ario Zuo Li Yang, daughter of Alex and Wendy Yang. And finally, Tina Feng Zhang, daughter of Shen Yu Zhang and Haiyan Ping. Congratulations.
Thank you, and please give the 2021 valedictorians one more round of applause. You may be seated.
Next, our first student address will be presented by our faculty-selected speaker. She is not only recognized for her academic achievements, but also her passion for racial and social justice.
I've had the honor of working alongside her in BSU, so I'm proud to introduce Sydney Mays, daughter of Michael and Marion Mays.
Hello. I'm a double Leo and a Scorpio rising, the latter of which I most relate to. For those of you on the Myers-Briggs side of things, I'm an ISTJ. In other words, yes, my hands are shaking. A few weeks ago, I was approached by the administration to deliver a speech at graduation. I sat, well, laid on the floor, and thought, what advice can I give that isn't cliche and will get approved? I thought about how I was so excited to go canvassing that Saturday for a guy I know named Josh Binda. Just over a year ago, I met Josh at a rally he was hosting with one of my friends and some others. Over the summer, I got to know him through holding space to discuss policing in schools from our perspective as Black young people, and a podcast episode we did together. At the beginning of March this year, he announced his candidacy for Linwood City Council. I immediately jumped on board as part of his campaign. This opportunity not only gives me a chance to be a part of a historic campaign. If he wins this November, he would be the youngest BIPOC person elected in Washington state. It also gives me an opportunity to put my work where my words are. I mean, we all know I'm a political person, and it's a surprise I haven't said anything overtly political yet. So here we go, keeping it nonpartisan. You can register to vote at vote.wa.gov. We should jump at these opportunities coming up out of the chaos of the last year and a bit. There are tons of campaigns in this area this summer with a whole new slate of candidates like Josh, a 21-year-old, if that's your thing, or internships, which are starting to open up again. There are so many opportunities out there for each and every one of us. I also thought about our ongoing track season, some of my teammates who have now become my closest of friends, and my opportunity to sign collegiately. I love track, and as Gabby, one of those friends, always reminds us, outdoor season is the best part of the year. I've come to realize that running is okay, in small doses for short amounts. I mean, I'd still never run a 400, and certainly not a 32. For those of you who aren't in the world of track, that's 8 laps, around and around and around. The isolation and Groundhog Day nature of the pandemic has put things like running multiple races instead of just vaulting and jumping into perspective. The collective sadness of missing the entirety of spring meets, games, and matches last year, especially through watching the class of 2020 who missed their senior season, has given us all the reminder to appreciate these moments that we still get and to savor each hit, each finish line crossed, each goal, and each attempt. I thought about Ms. Cargill, always opening up her schedule to let us hold Black Student Union meetings and taking us on field trips with Mr. Richardson. I thought about Angela, our athletic trainer, who has to deal with each of us hurt and aching athletes each day, even driving to our off-campus gymnastics practices. And our librarians, Ms. Garcia and Ms. Petrazak, who let us hang out or volunteer before and after school. I thought about Ms. Sandusky, who was always open to listening to me drone on about the latest book I'd finish. And Miss Eberly, who let me stay after school almost every day after I concussed myself and started falling behind sophomore year. I thought about Mr. Maxwell, who would always check in with me each class period, and Miss Netzel, who answered each one of my acute and unnecessary questions about government. I thought about what has happened since we stepped into the doors of the cafeteria floor on the first day of freshman year. And little did 14-year-old Sid know what was to come, but here we are. As I look at each and every one of you today, I am so very appreciative of what we have gotten to do this year, and the 16 or 17 for most of y'all years before. As much of a transition as online school was, who didn't appreciate being able to roll out of bed, flip on a computer, and not get below a 50% on anything? There were still club meetings, a prom, a musical, and I mean, we're at a live graduation right now. After thinking for a while, I realized that the advice I would give is to be appreciative. Appreciative of our high school journeys, of the relationships we have each built, what we've been able to do, and the opportunities that we still have coming. So as our high school experience is finishing, we should keep looking ahead to our futures as we move forward, exploring new cities, meeting new people, and continuing our self-growth.
Thank you, Sydney.
Next, our senior class has many people to recognize and thank for their help and support on our journey to graduation. First, assistant principals Brenda Conrad, Craig Richardson, and Matt Wallace. Second, to all those who helped make this ceremony possible, our senior class advisors Lori Johnson and Katie Schramm.
And our counseling team, Catherine Lamb, Kate Miller, Scott Churchill, Nate Hirsch, Sarah Brenner, Estella Gerlinger, Chase Stevens, and Keenan Shane. As well as the grad committee. Please give them all one round of applause.
And finally, seniors, please stand to honor our teachers and staff who have been there with us these past 4 years.
I know our next student speakers.
You may be seated.
I know our next student speakers have done so much for the school.
From being a dynamic duo in planning ASB events to being right there with you when you have no idea what's going on in physics. I am beyond honored to introduce our second student address presented by our co-student selected speakers.
Madison Leslie Chan and Tina Fong Zhang.
Testing. Hello. At the beginning of 2021, with my mediocre art skills and brushes that I borrowed from the ASB room, I gifted Maddie a painting of a sunrise with this Chinese poem written on the front. 人生路漫漫，你我相遇又分别，相聚总是短暂，分别却是长久。唯愿彼此的心能紧紧相随。
Now that you guys look a little bit confused, I'll translate it for you. Life's journey is a long one. And although you and I, in between every hello and goodbye, our time together is never long enough, and our time apart is always too long. I hope that through the bonds within our hearts, our friendship will forever be intertwined.
Just like the sunrise on the canvas marks the beginning of a new day, graduation marks the beginning of a new chapter, just one with a little more space in between us.
The past 4 years, our friendship has blossomed as the social media managers of the ASB Instagram account. We've seen all of your 11:59 p.m. messages when you realize you forgot to buy your prom ticket, or all the questions asking, when does class end, even though we're halfway through second semester.
But the greatest joy of running this account has been seeing firsthand all the intricate bridges that connect the corners of Woodinville High School. These bridges enable students to come together and form communities around their passions.
Samaya Badria, president of Science Club, builds her bridge as a woman in STEM by passionately teaching other students that science is more than just another class on their schedule.
Liam Kozel, William Donahue, Jason Junn, Quinn Congrove, Tommy Farrington, and their band, Norville Rogers, uses their bridge to connect people across the world through music, finding new ways to transport their listeners into the world of rock.
Morgan Holliday's incredible speed and vision on the football field is the bridge that connects and bridges students from all backgrounds to come out for Friday Night Lights and experience the unity of the Falcon spirit.
But it's not just them. All of you know that building a bridge is never an easy feat. But once built, you soon forget what it's like to live without it. Bridges are not built through grand gestures, but rather they're subtle interactions that get us through each day. A strong bridge is meticulously constructed, with each individual bolt and rivet ensuring that it will withstand the test of time.
In our lives, the elements that construct our bridges are more common than you might expect. A bridge is strengthened by Mr. Melton's fist bumps every time you walk into class.
A bridge is maintained by showing up unannounced at your friend's doorstep with boba.
A bridge is extended by calling a classmate to see if they're awake for their first period Zoom. Every day, we have to make the conscious choice to keep our bridges unburned. Throughout our senior year, we've been learning to maintain our bridges in different ways, whether it's the sometimes painfully silent breakout rooms or the never-ending clicking of the keyboard.
As the sound of hundreds of conversations teeming in the commons slowly fades into a distant memory, I reminisce about our lost year and a half through a certain line in the poem. 相聚总是短暂，分别却是长久, which translates to, our time together is never long enough, yet our time apart is always too long. The class of 2021 knows more than anyone what it's like to ache for just one day back together.
Soon, our bridges will diverge. And treasured moments such as these, where we can look out and see each of the 413 members of the class of 2021, will become far and few between. It was a bittersweet moment when I realized that by the time we were finally back at school, I'd have less than 4 months left to say goodbye to my high school best friend before we moved 2,741 miles apart.
As you build new bridges in your future homes, I urge you not to neglect the relationships with the classmates sitting alongside you today. I hope you never forget the sound of your best friend's laughter or the warmth of your cast member's hand as you took your final bow, or the advice that your counselor gave you when you felt like nothing was going according to plan.
We are connected in more ways than one. And I know that no matter the distance, whether it's from California
To Pennsylvania,
or across the ocean, the bridges between us do not start and end with high school. Our hope for the class of 2021 is that by the end of our lifetimes, we will be able to walk across the world together with the bridges we have created.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maddie and Tina.
Next, we will share some smiles and memories for the class of 2021.
At this time, we would like to invite Principal Crishone back to the podium.
Thank you, Hayden and Hannah. Since you two will be participating in my speech, I would like you to please join your classmates so you can be honored as well. So let's give it up for Hayden and Hannah for being great MCs. Seniors, this evening we celebrate. As a staff, we are fortunate that you, the graduating class of 2021, and your families chose to share this time in your life with us. We consider you, in no small way, to be an invaluable gift to our community and to the future. Graduates, I'd like your help in showing those gathered here and at home exactly the outstanding young men and women that I have had the honor of serving as your principal within Woodinville as what we call the 5 A's: academics, activities, athletics, arts, and advanced placement. Seniors, as I read an achievement or an accomplishment that applies to you over your 4 years at Woodinville High School, I would like you to stand up. You can then sit down once I read the next achievement or accomplishment. Audience members, this is your turn to make some noise as well. Everyone got it? Here we go. Please stand if you learned something at Woodinville High School, one of the top 10 4A high schools in the state of Washington, as ranked by the U.S. News and World Report. You better have learned something. Stand up. Remain standing. Remain standing if you took 2 or more AP classes. Remain standing if you took 2 or more AP classes. Stand if you took 6 or more AP classes. Stand if you earned National AP Scholar Honors your junior year by earning an average score of at least 4 on AP exams taken and scores of 4 or higher on 8 or more AP exams. Stand if you are a member of National Honor Society. Stand if you've earned Washington State honors for being in the top 10% of Washington State graduates this year. Stand if you are one of 2 College Board Hispanic scholars. Stand if you are one of 11 National Merit Commended students. Stand if you are one of the 5 National Merit finalists. Remain standing if you are a National Merit Scholar who will be attending the University of Southern California. Stand if you're a Regeneron Science Talent Top Scholar. Stand if you've earned a gold key or placed in Scholastic Writing and Art Competition. Stand if you've earned an associate's degree while in high school. How about this one? Show the audience by standing if you'll be attending college throughout the state of Washington. All right, and let's flip it. Stand if you'll be attending college out of state. Share by standing if you've earned scholarships for academic aptitude, athletic ability, artistry, leadership, or your service, totaling over $4 million. Stand if you will honor us and our country, family, and friends by serving in the armed forces. If today is your birthday, please stand. Stand if you participated in a student club or organization. Keep standing if you were an ASB appointed officer. Stand if you were a link crew leader during your time at WHS. How about this one? If you helped produce our 2021 Piecing Us Together yearbook. Please honor us by standing if you are a CP and Dorothy Johnson Award winner who displayed the characteristics of a humanitarian in our school and community. Stand if you participated in athletics. Keep standing if you were a captain of your athletic team. Stand if during your 4 years at WHS you were a King Coat champion or you played for a state championship. Remain standing if you are a finalist for the Washington State Women's Gatorade Player of the Year in basketball. Stand if while competing at Woodinville you were a WIA academic state champion. Stand if you were one of 9 athletes to sign a National Letter of Intent Scholarship Agreement. How about this one? You competed in the Western Hockey League as a center for Lethbridge Hurricanes and are eligible for the 2021 draft. Go Kraken! You encourage school spirit and pride as a WHS cheerleader. You participated in unified soccer or bowling. You are a musician. Stand if you were an all-state concert band. Stand if you were a drum major on drumline. All right, how about this one? You received accolades for performing in WHS's first ever radio show broadcast or received ovations for your performance in the spring musical Oklahoma. Stand if you earned regional, state, national, or international recognition in FBLA or DECA. Remain standing if you placed at DECA Internationals. Stand if you were one 28 seniors who earned professional license as a nursing assistant through the HOSA program. Stand if you were honored as a Model United Nations Outstanding Delegate. Stand if you competed in debate. All right, this one. You placed first in Sounds of Music at the State Science Olympiad. In service of others, you launched the Foundation podcast to raise and donate funds to feed others. You hosted or participated in the Women of Influence Conference. You served as a peer coach at the ACT program, or you interned in elementary school programs. In December, you served your fellow human beings locally by collecting over 9,305 non-perishable food items for the Maltby Food Bank. All right, stand if you helped the community during these challenging times by writing letters to first responders and elderly citizens, or by collecting school supplies, toys, toiletry items, items to support individuals and children facing hardship during this past year, or by making toys and treats to the local animal shelter. Stand if you did any of that to help our community. Stand if you gave 100 hours of community service. During your 4 years at Woodinville High School, you danced the Falcon Dance. Come on, you admit it. All right, let's see if you're truly listening or not. Stand if through remote learning, you logged into Zoom and you went back to bed. I thought that would get you up. Remain standing if you said thank you to a teacher, a coach, a paraeducator, a custodian, a secretary, or even your principal. Remain standing if during your high school career you acted with care, respect, and leadership. Remain standing if you possess compassion, heart, grit, and had the resolve and determination to not allow even a pandemic to deter you from pursuing your high school diploma. By standing here, you are and always will be one Falcon, one family. You are a graduate of Woodinville High School. Give it up for the class of 2021. Seniors, while you will be missed here, there is no way any of us could stand in your way or deter you from pursuing your dreams, your adventures, your next steps beyond Woodinville. You have shown us so much is possible through this pandemic. As we move forward, the words of author W. Clement Stone comes to mind. He says, you too have the courage to say no, the courage to face the truth. Do the right thing because it is right. These are the magic keys to living your life. Seniors, we believe in you. We are so proud of you, and we see great opportunities in your futures. Congratulations again, the class of 2021. With that encouragement, it is my pleasure as the principal of Woodinville High School to welcome school board member Sandy Hayes to the podium, who will accept the class of 2021. Please be seated.
Thank you. Sydney, I feel your pain, for I too am an introvert. And yes, I recognize the irony of that. Thank you, Principal Crescione, staff, parents, most of all students. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your understanding and your grace over the last year. Chief Seattle leader of the Squamish and Duwamish Native American tribes once said, "Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together. All things connect." We have learned over the last year how important that connection is. It is tempting to pretend that the last year never happened or have it consume the memories of high school. However, if you can, you will want to remember that your time in high school has consisted of 4 years, not just one, and that the impact of all those years, what they've had on you. For during those 4 years, you've been weaving a fabric that is the Woodinville High School class, graduating class of 2021. When I had the opportunity to speak with some of the members of this graduating class, I heard amazing insights into what you have gained at Woodinville, both virtually and in person. You have learned the value of trial and error, that sometimes it's okay to make mistakes, and that you always have choices. What really spoke to me is your greater understanding of the value of community while balancing it with the importance of the individual. Woodinville High has always had a history of being a strong community. There are so many traditions and cultures that are designed to weave that fabric. From the minute you walked on campus 4 years ago through the arches of the green yardsticks held by your teachers, to the walking through those same arches just a few days ago at senior breakfast, your threads have been intertwining. You also have had lightsaber battles, so clearly traditions with long stick things are important to you. You have created memories around making candy canes and ice cream and chemistry, those very sticky Flapjack Fridays and root beer floats. We tend to want to dismiss traditions around food as silly, unimportant events, but as you have weaved together, you have learned that food is a community builder, so much so that each year you have had record highs in your food drives. You have also worked to preserve your individuality, recognized that each student has something to contribute, and taken on leadership roles as young as sophomores. You have stood up for others whose individuality may be questioned or devalued. And you have balanced it with creating some amazing teams, with your softball, football, and basketball teams being some of the best in the state. I really wanted to talk about Mario Kart races, but I couldn't figure out how to add that in gracefully, so I'm just gonna drop it in right there. I know your high school teachers are the best in our district, so I apologize right there. I know that's not what they've taught you to do, but I couldn't let Mario Kart races go. Also, you have used music to enhance the beauty of your fabric, from dances to including square dancing as a new tradition to your amazing musicals. And speaking of music and stages, as you step on the stage of the global community, be thinking about what traditions and aspects of our culture we need to keep going forward. Be cognizant of those threads that you weave of your own individual life and the community you build. While you will probably never again walk under an arch of green yardsticks, you have learned the importance of marking the beginning and ending of things. You now know the value of breaking bread with others to create connections, and that music and drama are integral parts of the joy of life. As I look out on this beautiful fabric of your graduating class, it is with great pleasure that I certify on behalf of the Board of Directors of the North Shore School District that the graduates receiving diplomas here tonight have met the high school graduation requirements of the state of Washington and the North Shore School District. It is my privilege to recognize you as the Woodinville High School graduating class of 2021. Congratulations and best wishes.
Thank you, Sandy. As we are setting up for a diploma distribution, I would like to recognize a diploma presenter, science teacher, Mr. Randy Hybers, who will be retiring at the end of the school year. Mr. Hybers, known to be the king of chemistry demos, started his teaching career at Woodinville High School in 1986. Always doing an incredible job of raising intrigue in his students with constant demonstration, engaging lab activities, Mr. Hybers has been a teacher who truly has enjoyed his students and his craft. Please give a welcome to Mr. Randy Hybers. Students, as Mr. Hybers makes his way to the stage, I'd like our seniors to recognize those that helped them on their journey to graduation by standing and giving a shout out or waving or acknowledge one to the loved ones in the audience or watching live. Stand up and give them a yell out. Thank you, parents and guardians. So you'll be right here. And Randy, again, it's your call. If you want your mask on when you do it, you just grab one of those. This guy will take a picture. And again, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold that there. You guys ready?
listing.
Are you going to start? She's going to start. Okay. And Randy, so try to give it to him.
She's going to start.
No shaking hands, though.
Tina Fong Zhang.
Scott Elliott Cart.
Arya Zwo Zhang.
Madison Leslie Chan.
Yishao Wang.
Maya Christina Devante.
Isaac Subclef.
Alexia Emma Fulkerson.
Welcome. Oops. Wait. Vivian Sarosi.
Erilyn Shoshana Gadano.
Benjamin Seymour.
Kai Matthew Hulsebus.
Skylar Schmitter.
Cadence Anderson Kirby.
Claire Olivia Prentice.
Anna Marlene Locken.
Annabelle Gito Duran Moore.
Tavish John MacArthur.
Hannah Elizabeth Mismis.
Lucy Ann Abbott.
Jaden Nguyen Berger.
Blake F. Alcantara.
Jack Fortney Beresford.
Aya Anon.
Brandon Preston Barretts.
Katie Elizabeth Anthony.
Serena Michelle Benting.
Bernice Arias.
Ruby Irene Benson.
Patrick Armitano Rosini.
Grace Ann Becker.
Kylie Brianne Asiagnodine.
Connor Edward Beatty.
Madeline Renee Augustine.
Nicole Ski Bass.
Luis Robert Amon.
Maya Ann Ballard.
Samaya Sophia Badria.
Joel Anthony Balin.
Parker Evan Berman.
Kevin Long Zhang.
Lexi Jane Bernhoft.
Hayden Brown.
Pawnee Bott.
Chloe Ann Brown.
Shahu Barari.
Natalie K. Bright.
Abigail Kathleen Bishop.
Calden James Brewster.
Nick Blaskovich.
John Tanner Bradbury.
Erin Jane Blauenstein.
Courtney Anne-Marie Bowman.
Jaden Bullybol.
Hannah Renee Bowles.
Hayden Nicholas Bjorgensen.
Cody
Oops, sorry.
G. Bolin.
Anthony Paul Bowen.
Samuel Scott Bowen.
Sienna Sophie Brown.
Brian Harvey Cahill.
Haley Lynn Brunhaver.
Valeria Isabel Cisneros Palos.
Michael Grant Bren.
Noah Andrew Serby.
Devin Nathaniel Bryan.
J. Elisha Chester.
Valia Sophia Buccelli.
Savannah Lynn Carter.
Isabella Bueno.
Luke Stephen Carlson.
Jake Burris.
Addie James Carlson.
Jenna Elena Byers.
Evan Vincent Carriello.
Caroline Mercedes Caldwell.
Charlotte Madeline Carey.
Sydney Leilani Campbell.
Julitzi Carvajal Robles.
Finnegan Harvey Clark.
Michael Jeffrey Deuster.
Cameron Claypool.
Olivia Grace Delatch.
Anna Bell Clifford.
Riley Ellen Davis.
Hannah Clinton.
Daxton W. Dang.
Eli Parker Kaufman.
Tobias Nathaniel Daneman.
Garrett Jonathan Cole.
Jessica Isabel Daneman.
Salvatore Andrea Colara.
Constantine Alexi Damov.
Quinn Eva Congrove.
Ezra Lev Crow.
Gabriel Lee Cooley.
Freya Isabella Crouch.
Trace Alexander Coyne.
Katie Ray Crockett.
Madison Marie Donnelly.
Savannah Lee Ferguson.
Mackenzie Lori Dial.
Natari Lee Felton.
Alice Victoria Debo.
Kira Elizabeth Fagan.
Gabriel Thomas Dietz.
Tegan Madeline Everham.
Emma Catherine DeMarco.
Connor Daniel Yulberg.
Laura Michelle Doby.
Hannah Marie Haggerty.
William Patrick Donahue.
Luke Vasquez Eppenauer.
Leighton Philip Duff.
Malia Rose Engel.
Yassine El Yacobi.
Joseph Aaron Ellsbury.
Ziad El Gohairi.
Sorry, Zia. Bilal Muhammad El Mahandas.
Darian Andrew Edens.
Miko Epstein O'Rourke.
Andrew Timothy Filateo.
Hunter Pierce Gustafson.
Sarah Elizabeth Fink.
Joey Robert Gully.
Vanessa Gabriella Fleming.
Valerie Celeste Gunther.
Jessica Flores Calderon.
Anna Elizabeth Gronkin.
Eric John Foran.
Jackson David Graham.
Brendan Elvis Forgy.
Soren Michael Gordon.
Robert Merle Frost.
Austin James Glenn.
Caitlin Mackenzie Gallo.
Ethan Aaron Gilbert.
Gavin Richard Garrison.
Gage Michael Giacomi.
Colin Lee Hagstrom.
Brody Stewart Roy Huntington.
Kyle Gauto Hale.
Dane Stephen Hunt.
Phoebe Leanne Hall.
Mia Dorothy Hughes.
Jacob Dennis Hannant.
Kyle Johnson Hughes.
Gabrielle Davis Hanson.
Emma Lynn Hughes.
Faye Ledon Hayden.
Morgan Elijah Holiday.
Abigail Larson Held.
Riley Addison Hoffman.
Isabel Patricia Henry.
Calvin Ho.
Anthony Glenn Hill.
Nicholas Russell Hoagland.
Caitlin Marie Woodland.
Jade Heine.
Royalty Deshaw Junkins.
Marcus David Lamb.
Molly Sage Iverson.
Sophia Nicole Kinsley.
Anna Donnell Jackson.
Kareem Ziad Khalidi.
Riley Edward Jacobs.
Nathan Riley Keith.
Michael Eamon Michael Yor.
Oliver Michael Kozlerick.
Lila Lee Johnson.
Carmen Martine Katsaros.
Jacob Joseph Raymond Jones.
Inbal Sophie Katan.
Jason Jun.
Aryan Kapoor. Oh, Ananya Kapoor. So sorry.
Sasha Noel Khan.
Jenny Marina Kapalusis.
Dakota Grace Zander.
Ethan Shay Cam.
Anna Ruth Klein.
Michaela Nicole Larson.
Ava Elizabeth Knoll.
Ellen Jawan Lee.
Oren Koffler.
Nicholas James Ledeski.
Rotem Koffler.
Zahid Hasib Enohos Yusuf.
Alec John Conkle.
James Paul Lanstott.
Ruby Parker Kopet.
Aryan Lanva.
Vivian Jean Koss.
Shreya Lakshmi.
Liam Sylvan Kozel.
Sophia Edith Laird.
Natalie Rose Kirstein.
Ezekiel Thane Lacey.
Jamie Kraust.
Michael Don Kuzinski.
Dominic Giovanni Lena.
Taryn Ann Massey.
Andrew Levner.
Alejandro Martinez.
Thomas John Anthony Leyland.
Van David Mason.
Rocky Chase Lindell.
Ella Grace Marvin.
Matthew Douglas Latow.
Bradley Ronan Mark.
Joshua Douglas Locke.
Arvin Manivenan.
Nicholas Dante Lucetto.
Nolan James Macias Denham.
Justin Anthony Lucas.
Ethan Jess Macias Denham.
Lexi Ann Lundquist.
Jack Henry Lynch.
Casey Zaffarano.
Stephanie Favros Lucia.
Sydney Aaron Mays.
Jake Douglas Mockerman.
Mac Charles McCain.
Maggie Nicole Misal.
Caden McCann.
Ty Montgomery Minter.
Dylan McClare.
Lauren Kelly Wells.
Thomas Gerald McClare.
Mira Becker Malott.
Maximilian Colby McDonough.
Jonathan Shea Mikos.
Catherine Grace McGinnis.
Nadia Josephine Meyer.
Hannah Haroon Mead.
Michael Glenn Mendoza.
Samantha Naomi Medina.
Dakota Lauren Melton.
Ruben Meester.
Matthew Antonio Mejia.
Abigail Mossett.
Willem Gary Panaski.
Kylie Celeste Mengavin.
Alexis Arizapa Oropesa.
Francesca Violetta Nava.
Linnea Eleanor Olix.
Ellie Nelson.
Emily Ann O'Brien.
Nathaniel John Nelson.
Alexandra Frances Nyberg.
Nicole Elizabeth Newberry.
Alexa Nicole Novoy.
Cassidy Rose Newman.
Connor Tage Novin.
Charlie Nichols.
Emily Elaine Nottingham.
Lucas Peter Nitcha.
Robert Allen Northwick IV.
Carson Dylan Noe.
Emma Ann Norris.
Asia Marie Parati.
Ishan Puri.
Alexander Kaiser Pere.
Sarah Noel Pulse.
Catherine Elizabeth Park.
Paige Allison Price.
Carson Darrell Parker.
Bailey Trinidad Price.
Morgan Noel Lee Parker.
Jack Victor Preston.
Michael Javier Parkman.
Lauren Urishika Prescott.
Zane Rizwan Patel.
Carl Andreas Pridus.
Owen William Peace.
Zilali Pinter Diaz.
Lily Pearl Hancock Peasy.
Holland Amelie Palukis.
Kaylee Ray Farrow.
Anna Chunhang Petrazak.
Jeremy Ralph.
Scott Renlin Salen.
Jenny Michelle Ramos Hernandez.
Hunter Mark Runhout.
Kobe Rancich.
Job Axel Ruiz Monroy.
Romello Ellis Reed.
Daniela Royce Romero.
Kyle Andrew Rainholson.
Kaylee Camille Roten.
Andrew David Rhodes.
Nathan David Rossau.
Ian James Richardson.
Zoe Rogers.
Madison Riley.
Raquel Brillantes Rodriguez.
Avery Malin Ringel.
Hannah Jane Roberto.
Sophie Jane Rios.
Parker Lee Rourke.
Grace Elizabeth Solis.
Carmela Marie Sofo.
Megan Salisbury.
William Richley Snyder.
Stephanie Sasaki.
Shiley Anna Smith.
Nina Josephine Schoenbacher.
Emery Nicole Smith.
Allie Schumacher.
Elliot Andrew Smith.
Gabriel Patrick Seeley.
Gabriel Simon.
Daniel Seaman.
Alexander Silverberg.
Jonathan Lee Seymour.
Lariat Michelle Shuey.
Van Aaron Woodcock.
Anna Josephine Shobe.
Zachary Edward Shelton.
Josephine L. Renee Shirley.
Mitchell Bradford Springer.
Riley Ann Marie Thompson.
Maddie F. St. Marie.
Cooper Allen Thompson.
Casey Hope Stahl.
Cody Philip Thompson.
Erin Marie Sturchy.
Olivia Grace Tigey.
Elizabeth Stevenson.
Sopan Uk Thatch.
Carson Lee McClure Ward.
Liam Patrick Sweeney.
Noah Piper Stull.
Sienna Marie Talamontes.
Alexander A. Sewell. Andrew Jiho Sung.
Gabriella May Wright.
Alexandra Sutherland.
Amelia Marie Wright.
Tyson Thompson.
Okay. Jose Venegas Orozco.
Zoe Femeler Thompson.
Gage Fitzgerald Vida.
Abigail Elizabeth Thorne.
Margaret Mary Vandehay.
Brooke Nicole Tilson.
Allison Van Shar.
Ekaterina Tishkova.
Isabella Grace Van Gelder.
Arman Tomar.
Emma Grace Unruh.
Eva Jules Tomasini.
Antoine John Umana.
Emma Torrey.
Lance Patrick Turner.
Ian William Trammell.
Rogan Maurice Turner.
Mia Marguerite Trudeau.
Angelo Lewis Turner.
Edie Ventrella.
Lily June Wolf.
Shayla Cheryl Kara Vervalen.
Marco Wilson.
David Variel Ortiz.
Cooper Gabriel Whittington.
Sandra Villasenor Becerra.
Michael Gabriel Whitaker.
Evan Weaver.
Samuel Joseph Wheeler.
Olivia Weaver.
Jaden Richard Whalen.
Samantha Jordan Webb.
Robin Rose Wyrock.
Alexa Marie Welch.
Anna Minette Westcott.
Kylie Brianne Welcome.
Gage Jefferson Wenger.
Jason Russell Almond.
Jack S. Babington.
Claire Lindsay Brown.
Ethan Samuel Greenhawk.
Ashley Jade Johnson.
Eleanor Sophia Parker.
Casey Christopher Potts Jr.
Zara Tyrell.
Congratulations again, class of 2021. Let them hear it. May I now have our senior class officers come to the podium for the time-honored tradition of turning the tassel.
Seniors, please stand.
Following the turning of the tassel, we will officially be alumni of Woodinville High School.
Seniors, hold the tassel and make sure it is on your right.
Here we go. Now move it over to the left. You're good. Graduated.
Congratulations, graduates. Represent us well. This concludes the 2021 Woodinville Heisman commencement exercises. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good night.
Thank you.